Here are some of the comments from Charlie Kiks that made him have problems with the black people.
Why should the white students here have to work harder to pay for black kids? If I see somebody who is black, as I said on the show, I'm going to hope that that person is qualified. Unfortunately, in the black community, dads are the most absent of any community. Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. A certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. Therefore, when it comes to pilots or surgeons, if I see somebody who is black, as I said on the show, I'm going to hope that that person is qualified. That's what I said, which of course is legitimate.
He said specifically, if I see a black pilot under the ideals of DEI, I'm going to hope he's qualified.
For sure.
Now, okay.
You're a black pilot.
Because you're a black pilot.
I'm a black pilot, right? So when he said that, I immediately started to understand what he was doing in the moment. All he was trying to do was get a rise.
Right.
Okay? When you're up in a space like that and you have your base and you're trying to coddle your base, you're trying to fuel your base, you're going to say things that they like to hear. Well, they're anti-DEI. Okay. They're going to say, well, the ignorant is going to say, well, I hope this pilot is qualified. Well, DEI is not about the qualification. DEI is about the hiring to get the job. You see what we did there? DEI put everybody in a space, everybody who did not understand, everybody who did not read, it says, oh, well, we're just going to pick black people or not white people for this particular job. Well, DEI wasn't about the qualification because guess what? Passing the FAA exam and passing the practicum is the same for everybody all the way up. If I got to do the same thing as any other pilot to go to get my commercial license. Okay. So from there, now when I apply to American Airlines, Delta, you name it, insert company here, that's where the DEI comes into play. It's just like affirmative action, right? So I'll say it this way, the dumb people are going to be like, see, if I see a black person, that means they not qualified. They were just picked for the job. No, those of us who are intelligent know the DEI has nothing to do with the qualification. It has everything to do with if that company will actually hire you. So for, what's the word, for the, not necessarily, give me a minute. Just like affirmative action, they got to have a quota, a certain amount of people working for that company. That's it. They get federal grants and all that kind of stuff. That's all it is.
Should black people get reparations?
I believe they should.
So I, white man, have to play for black people. Why?
Wow, that's a really selfish thing you just said.
Hold on. Why should I have...
That's a really non-empathetic thing to say.
Why should I have empathy for a race? I have white guilt because I breathe? Why should the white students here have to work harder to pay for black kids?
You wanted to ask
what is that all about?
Not every black person has lineage connected to slaves.
That's true.
Every white person doesn't have lineage connected to slaves.
Yes, that's right. So since every black person doesn't have a lineage connected to slaves, why should we generalize and say reparations for black people?
Because there are people that are in a worse place.
So over 150 years, they didn't have any ability to make better decisions, to save money, and to invest. How about you take responsibility for your own actions instead of blaming the white man?
I'm a little too loud, a little too free, got a heart full of fire and I need to be.
Give me one thing that white people and black people have different biologically.
Don't change the question initially. DNA-wise, we are different.
No, we're not. That's a lie. It has been disproven. Front page of National Geographic 6 months ago. Racism created by society. Race is a social construct that I want to break out of. How do we keep the family together and put dads back in the family? Unfortunately, in the black community, dads are the most absent of any community. About 2/3 of all black youth will be raised without a stable father around. And that little precious angel of yours deserves to have a father around. And unfortunately, as we've removed dads from families, government has come in and has taken the place. So some people need help and they need social assistance. All of that should be about incentivizing the dad staying around, not the dad leaving. Well, how is it that the NBA is 75% black? It's because they're better at basketball than white people generally are. Well, how is it that the NBA is 75% black? It's because they're better at basketball than white people generally are. We want the best. We want better. We don't care about the color of your skin. We want merit and we want excellence in this country.
A lot of people had different narratives about him. I had to go and start digging deep. I've watched over 50 videos of Charlie Kiks. Trust me, man, if you hate this guy, take away sentiments, take away emotions. Go and ask for understanding. Don't put emotions to it. Go back to his videos. And it triggers a lot of blacks. Women are moved by emotions, especially when they don't expect you to say the things the way they want it to come out of your mouth. They don't like it to be them. Charlie Kiks was somebody that I saw how he could put the word "you are mad" as "you are mad." I know I have sort of that trait, but after watching Kiks, I need to step up my game. That man, it's a blessing. I'm telling you, he's a shapener. He didn't deserve to die. For real, nobody deserves to die the way he died, no matter what you think about him. Now, let me address something, Black Americans, blacks everywhere generally, because you guys feel this guy is a racist. Do you know one of the major things I discovered about him? Charlie was really angry with the rate at which the black men behave, like with so much a lot of them has achieved. Like he said, the richest blacks are Black Americans. So why are they not showing example in their fields and their country? For instance, when you talk about Facebook, is it a white or a black? Talk about so what are the blacks doing with their money? What are the impact of the black men with their money? That is even the list of the things I understood about his pain about black men, that he was saying we should stop victimizing ourselves at every time and take responsibility and fix things. The major one that I discovered is their home, and you women can attest to it. The black men do not handle family the way it should be handled. He said it. Out of 3 blacks, 2 will not be with their father. The father have PM. And this is not just about the Black Americans. Let's bring it down to Africa. At a point like this, men should address men. See, when I listened to Charlie Kiks, I reprogrammed my strategy and my person about the idea of family. This guy switches off his phone on Friday evenings from 6 to Saturday the next day 6 just to be with family and keep away from work and everything. He's a family-oriented man. I'm not even bringing in Christianity or religion into this talk. Let it not look like there's a sentiment, God, I'm a Christian, is a Christian. Now I'm bringing in character into play. I don't really understand why a man should be hated for not liking the characters of the blacks at which he sees potential, but they are not exhibiting the potential. You and I know, we can't argue about that. We know. Let's even forget about, Yankee. Bring it down to Nigeria. Do you think someone like Charlie, we look at the way they are behaving in National Assembly, the way our leaders in Africa are behaving, and not feel somehow stupid for these people? And now we are talking that he hates black. You that is saying that, do you love what our leaders are doing? They have milked all the resources. We keep complaining about the whites taking from us. They took us for slavery. The white did this, the white did that. But I just asked myself one question. The one that they remain for us, what thing will they do with them? The one that they remain for us is enough to build a good nation. So are we any better than them that took from us? They took from us and we are now taking from we. It really got me thinking and sweating at the same time. Listening to a lot of his videos. Why did I shed tears? Because I feel this man, he never had the chance to be understood by a lot. This man was passing a message to black men. At least that one, I picked it straight up. Black men, take responsibility. Be family oriented. Until we stand up for ourselves as blacks, you always be inferior, thinking that the whites are the problem. Yes, somebody will ask me, where have you traveled to? Have you lived here? Have you lived here? I don't need to travel to feel some kind of stupid things that the blacks are doing in my area alone, in Nigeria alone. I don't need to travel anywhere to know that there is a problem. The women, the only thing I understood is that when you guys are arguing with Charlie is smart, he's intelligent, he understands everything. You cannot come empty with pain and anger and hatred to come and get facts right. No. So when he's trying to pass a message, you people end up arguing. You have to understand that in a debate, you must come with points. You must be factual, especially when you know your opponent is very smart and intelligent. That guy has the guts. I don't say anything about racism. I've listened to a lot of his videos that are kind of controversial, but there is a line that I can still say that if you look deep into waiting this guy they talk, black men, you guys need to sit up. Charlie saw some other black people, black men that had his kind of capacity. He empowered them. Why did he empower them? If he was a racist, we need to start taking responsibility. We need to start. I don't care what you guys think about this video. And that's one of the things that Charlie stood for. Say your truth out there. Let the people that would absorb it. Let the people that want to hate on it. But the truth is the truth. It doesn't change. If we don't start being responsible as black men everywhere in the world, we will have very much more irresponsible children raising irresponsible children. Men need to start being in families. Men need to start sitting up. Men need to start taking charge. Men need to start being responsible. These were the things that I could also believe I could milk out from some of Charlie's messages that I listened to, where he mentioned the name blacks.
What a beautiful kid that is.
Thank you.
What a gift
so
from God.
Much.
Yeah.
She truly is. She is.
Black Americans are the richest black people on earth. Anyone can fact check me on this. So my whole belief is stop acting like you're a victim and start making better choices. White people are not out to get you. There is nothing holding black people back. In fact, the opposite. You can get into colleges with lower test scores. You could say things that white people can't say and not be fired for.
All I see is your grace. All I see is your love. Baby, when I go, all I see is your grace.
Should black people get reparations?
I believe they should.
So I, white man, have to play for black people. Why?
Wow, that's a really selfish thing you just said.
Hold on. Why should I have...
That's a really non-empathetic thing to say.
Why should I have empathy for a race? I have white guilt because I breathe? Why should the white students here have to work harder to pay for black kids? What is that all about?
Not every black person has lineage connected to slaves.
That's
and
true.
Every white person doesn't have lineage connected to slaves.
Yes, that's right. So since every black person doesn't have a lineage connected to slaves, why should we generalize and say reparations for black people?
Because there are people that are in a worse place.
So over 150 years, they didn't have any ability to make better decisions, to save money, and to invest. How about you take responsibility for your own actions instead of blaming the white man?
Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
When blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today, they were less murderous, there was less break-ins. Why is that? And the data shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad, it was evil, but what happened?
A certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder.
Yeah, DEI stands for
one of the biggest.
Didn't earn it, just so we're clear.
Can we also acknowledge, due to the laws under Jim Crow, that black people were significantly hindered from economic advancement?
This is a really important question. The data shows not really. Black Americans are poorer today in 2024 than they were in the 1950s. The disappearance of the black father has been the #1 driver of black poverty in this country. At least agree that black dads not being around is a bad thing.
Anyone's father not being around is a bad thing. Starting in the 1980s and continuing onward, there's been a war on drugs. Is this correct?
I like the war on drugs. Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. That's not a war on drugs, that's a culture problem. Why are so many blacks committing murders outside of their population? So we've spent $20 trillion on uplifting black communities, $20 trillion, and black Americans are poor. Food stamps, subsidized housing, Medicaid, public schooling, subsidized college. We're talking about $20 trillion that has been spent on the Great Society, and yet black America is poorer, more murderous, more dangerous.
Part of equity
what does equity mean?
is
you mean taking
allowed
from other people?